Devil May Cry is out, and you see some reviews and you think to yourself, wow, this show's actually doing pretty good. Then you move over to social media and you realize it's an all-out war. Factions are being made. And in the last 10 years, this has become more and more apparent where if something agrees with your ideological statement, then it's considered good, which leads me to having to really get something off my chest. I'm about to state an obvious fact that I think a lot of people already agree with. Something doesn't have to be good, great, amazing in order for you to enjoy it. You can enjoy something that is objectively bad. I think the part that everyone's struggling with is understanding or empathizing when something is actually genuine. And it can be confusing. You have people who say they are fans who post clips of the game showing you where they fell in love and comparing it to what they don't like in the show.
What a surprise. Here I was looking for you, and lo and behold, you come to me.
Mary.
Don't ever call me that again.
At the same time, you have people who have given everything they have to this franchise, and yet they have opposing thoughts and think the show is good. Well, luckily for you, I've come up with a foolproof way to understand any demographic for anything. First, we have the newcomers. They get introduced to whatever franchise this is and are heavily influenced by their first experience. Think Star Wars and how everyone has a different favorites because these movies came out so far apart. Then on the other side are the diehards, complete opposites of the newbies. They consume everything. They are in love with the aura, the atmosphere of the franchise. I rarely take in the opinion of either sides because one side doesn't truly understand what they are getting into and the other side is unable to look past their bias. This third line isn't on the spectrum because they don't ever count. This is the political statement. They leech onto whatever sounds like their ideology and say the show, game, or movie is good regardless of the objective logic. It's all emotional and they will never care about the fan base or any source of media. They are just scavengers. What you want is this right here, a dedicated fan base that can be casual and keeps up with it, but also can heavily dive into the lore. First off, the diehards will like anything. Who cares if they are happy? They are living a life we all wish we had. The political fans don't matter either. If this show were to be canceled, they would find something else because they're just leeches. Which leaves us with the obvious answer. But Mario, what if the show is still good? This brings me back to my original point. Regardless if it's good or not, this current Devil May Cry show on Netflix is not genuine. Devil May Cry didn't make multitude of games because it talked about current social politics.
The radical left is already using this to push their agenda that America should step down from our role as quote-unquote global policemen.
Hey, listen here. You want to know a secret? Let me tell you something. This show would have less controversy if it was bad, but actually stayed true to its roots. Because as of right now, this is just another show wearing Devil May Cry's skin, which is what's making people so horrified. The franchise is successful because it was for the most part consistent and stayed true to itself. As a critic, I take pride in the fact that I'm helping people make an informed decision. Part of that is letting people know that this franchise got hijacked and cares more about telling a social political message than the original story that created the fan base in the first place. What this does is it just ends up filtering the fan base. It filters the dedicated fans and only allows a little bit of them to go through and enjoy this. It filters the new fan base and gives them a biased viewpoint of what this franchise actually is. If you were new to the franchise and you want to go get a Devil May Cry game and you're disappointed that you don't get to go and stop Americans from attacking demon refugees, there is nothing wrong with this woke style of entertainment. We just want you to go make your own shows. There are plenty of other woke shows out there that have their own type of success. And the irony behind it is if we invaded those shows and made the black people white, turned the gay people straight, and had the women wear less clothes, that fan base would be upset for good reasons. It's not our show to mess with. It's funny, the people defending this show are saying, just enjoy the fact that it has a different canon and get over it. when they don't even see that they're acting like the Americans in Netflix Devil May Cry. Now that I got that off my chest, let's look at the actual show, because if it's good, we should just enjoy it anyways, right? They made Lady the main character, who is supposed to be a badass super cop with Batman level intellect, which sounds really cool and something I'm all for. Yet whenever the plot needs to plot, she's too much of a racist bigot to use any of her other talents.
Yeah, no shit. You must be telling the truth. Even you couldn't make up something that fucking stupid.
I'm harsh like this because she literally kills obvious civilians with her only reasoning being they are demons. But then at the same time, when one demon shows an act of kindness, she thinks, oh, maybe they aren't so bad after all. Compare that to Dante, who gets attacked by mercenaries at his home and doesn't kill a single one because he just knows better. And we didn't need an entire episode explaining his backstory, which leads to the amount of exposition in this show. They just spew information at you and then show gory action combat fan service, then more nonstop explaining.
The fuck? Haven't you done it already? Arda must have used his own blood in making the wall somehow, because of course he fucking did. Fuck you, Thumper.
Action scenes should express where words cannot. There is no blend between the action and what's actually going on in the story. It's always separated and cookie cut. They have to explain how demon magic is science. They have to explain how humans are racist to demons. And whenever they explain actual Devil May Cry lore, they spend all their time just insulting it. The dialogue is cheap edginess that curses to give forced tone. Someone actually edited the dialogue in one of the game scenes to show how much it changes the tone.
Ooh, I love a fast woman.
Shut up! He was obsessed with becoming the devil. So much he killed his own wife!
Are you fucking crying?
It's only the rain.
It already stopped fucking raining.
People online have been going back and forth about Dante. Here's how it is. Dante is cocky, but with confidence. Whenever he acts goofy, it's because he knows what he's capable of. This Dante, they just gave him anxiety. That's why he feels off.
The way this usually goes is I do that, then drop a killer one-liner. But I'm drawing a complete blank right now. This never happens to me, I swear.
He is still the best part of the show, but he's only 30% of the show. Because Lady is too busy insulting the original lore, insulting Dante. I mean, her whole character arc is her starting out as a racist cop and seeing she was wrong. There is no depth or real growth. All that matters is attributes and identities. This show would rather subject you to watching innocent children getting murdered than show you any skin on Lady. However backwards that is. Netflix Devil May Cry is more Lady show than Dante's. It spends its time insulting the original source material and hijacks the story with its own social political message, which is why Netflix Devil May Cry is a 3 out of 10. Go make your own shows and stop invading others' franchise. Until next time, play nice.